Once upon a time, a man wondered whether he would go to heaven or hell after he died. What the difference between heaven and hell was, and what he had to do to get to heaven. One day, an angel appeared before the man, and said, "I will tell you what you want to know." The man was happy and scared, but he decided to follow the angel to wherever he wanted to go. The angel took the man and flew steadily through the clouds, and it seemed like a very long time, but also like it wasn't that far away. Suddenly, the man and the angel were standing in front of a large gate with the word, "Hell," written on it. And the angel opened the gate and said, "Come on in." The man cautiously went inside. Inside the gate was a large building, and when he opened the door, they were having a meal. There were many long tables lined up, and on both sides of each table, tens of thousands of people were eating, but something seemed strange. There was a lot of delicious food on the table, steaming away, and it looked delicious. But the food never seemed to get any thinner. The man wondered what was going on when the angel said, "Watch the people closely." So the man looked closely at the people. Each person had a very long spoon and fork, and they tried desperately to get the food in front of them to their mouths. But the spoons and forks were so long that the food never reached their mouths. They would spill the food along the way, and they would curse and glare, complaining that it had spilled because the person next to them touched it, or that they couldn't eat because the handle of someone else's fork was sticking out in front of their eyes. And eventually they would start arguing with each other, and before they knew it, the mealtime was over. The food on the table then began to stink as the people watched, rotting and melting, spreading everywhere and falling. And then the entire dining room turned into a filthy black hole that fell into the ground. The people had to go back to their rooms, hungry and complaining, yelling and swearing. The man looked back at the angel, feeling empty and lonely, thinking what a shameful, pathetic, and ugly sight it was. The angel and the man were now standing in front of another large gate, which had the word, "Heaven," written on it. The angel opened the door and invited the man in. Inside the gate was a large building, and as expected, a meal was being held. There were many long tables lined up, and tens of thousands of people were eating on either side of each table. But unlike before, they looked like they were having fun. Just like before, there was a lot of delicious food on the table, steaming and looking very delicious, and the spoons and forks that people were holding were also very long, just like before. But there was no arguing, and the food in front of each person was steadily being eaten up, and everyone looked very satisfied. Then the angel said, "Watch the people closely." So the man looked closely at the people, and saw that each person was using their long spoon and fork to take food from the other side of the table, and then bringing it straight to the mouth of the person sitting in front of them. As the people facing each other were bringing food to each other's mouths, everyone was fully fed, full, and looked very happy. The man was very happy, and when he looked back at the angel, he saw that the angel and the man were back where they were. The angel asked, "Well, which way do you want to go?" "Of course, to heaven." The angel nodded to the man and said, "So, Do you know what you need to do to get to heaven? Yes, instead of working only for yourself, I think if you focus on others and try to make them happy, you will be able to be happy too. When the man answered, the angel disappeared. And from then on, the man worked hard for others every day, while telling everyone about what heaven and hell were like. So when the man died, the angel came and they all ate together at the table in heaven.